means nothing. I serve only you, my master. Welcome back to the dark side, everyone on YouTube. Darth Vader's coming back at you with another video today. Today we're going to be reacting to more scary animated horror stories by Wansee Entertainment. So without further ado, let's jump right into them, shall we? Same as I've done in previous videos, we'll be reacting to some older stories from Wansee Entertainment. Let's see here. A creepy man followed me home from the cemetery. Well, that's what happens when you walk through the cemetery.
One day, when I was in the
What the
sixth grade,
fuck?
on a rain.
No, hold on a second. The hell? Hang on. Oh, shit. Fuck. Screw it. We'll do shit. Okay.
One day, when I was in the sixth grade, on a rainy day, I was walking home. On my walk, which was about a mile or so long, I had to walk through a cemetery. Not a stereotypical, shabby, haunted one, but one that had many people walking through.
What makes you think it's not haunted?
Employees. I remember walking by a group of them sitting on benches on a break. I thought nothing of it, as he stood up and started walking at a fair distance. After a bit, I looked back at him, and he looked down quickly. He was in the same baby blue uniform as the others, and had a gray beard. But I made out a name tag, Frank P. As the other workers faded from sight, he was still behind me. I began to worry. A moment later, he called out, "It's wet, huh?" in a friendly voice. I chuckled politely and agreed. My worries increased a second later when I walked out and he was still behind me. I was close to my house now and it started to pour. My house in sight, I started jogging to get there. I glanced back and I saw the man, visibly angry, start running.
Oh, fuck!
As my house got closer, I began to sprint. I didn't look back as I slung the key out of my backpack and opened
You should have that sucker in your pocket.
Behind me, I saw the man in the middle of the street. I walked over to the phone and dialed 911. Before I called, I looked out the window. He was gone. I told my mom
What do you mean
happened
before you called?
She didn't believe me. That night, I couldn't sleep. There was lightning outside, and I could see occasional shadows from the flashes through my window in my living room. I lay watching the flashes when I saw a strange outline. I looked closer and saw an outline of a man. I stood up and walked out of my room. I walked into the living room. It was completely dark outside. I stood in the doorway and waited. A car's headlight illuminated the pale, shallow face of Frank P. I ran into my room and locked the door. Never saw him after
Frank
that night.
P.P.E.E.
But whenever I see that baby blue uniform, I think back to that night and that haunting image of a skeletal, unnatural face of Frank P.
Yeah, he wasn't actually a cemetery worker. What I want to know is what makes this guy think that the cemetery isn't fucking haunted? It's full of dead bodies, motherfucker. Of course it's haunted. Uh, creepy stalker. Sure, what the fuck?
My name is Victor.
Oh wait, did I see this one already? I think so. Because okay, yeah, wait. We've seen this one already. Let's find a different one. What the fuck? A guy who ate humans.
This happened when I was in college. I
Okay.
was 20 at the time, studying for an upcoming exam in biology. That is, until my roommate busted in my room. She wasn't yelling, but I could see she was drunk by her excitement.
Oh, God.
I rolled my eyes and sighed. I completely lost focus now. But it was okay. I'd kind of gotten used to her behavior. She was a party girl while I was, well, a nerd. I tried to get back on my reading tracks again,
Try
but
and get
she
the
patted me on
fucking
the
mouse
back
out of
and
frame.
drunkenly giggled before speaking. Come on, Jasmine. Every time I see you, you're always reading a book. I sighed before speaking. And
Yeah?
every time I see you, you smell of alcohol and vomit.
Damn.
She frowned. How about this? I'll be quiet all week if you come to this party tomorrow at 8. I wanted to say no, but then I thought about it. I mean, I do always work really hard. Besides, she won't barge in like this for the whole week? Sounds too good, I thought to myself. So I nodded and continued to read. We got ready. I hadn't dressed up in ages, so I was kind of excited. The party was loud, filled with drunk people making out, bumping, and dancing. The party was hosted in a basement-like setting, only it was much bigger and had a lot of space. I'm not going to lie, I did have a few drinks. I wasn't drunk, but I
Sure, a
was
few
definitely
drinks. Hey, you
tipsy.
damn near drink the whole
So, as my
bottle.
view became tilted, this guy comes out of nowhere and has small talk with me. He was fairly attractive. He didn't seem drunk. We met and exchanged names. From what I remember, he had red dyed hair and blue eyes. He was white and about 6 feet. His name was Luke. We laughed and talked about topics like studying and books and that kind of thing. The talking went on for about a half an hour. He then said, "Hey, I'm going to get another drink. Want anything?" And I said, "Why not? I mean, I'm having fun." So later on, he came back with drinks. And the next thing I remember, we were making out in the corner of the party room. It was so quick. And then he asked me, "Want to go back to my place?" Which I politely
Nah.
declined. I already know what he wants. Besides, I needed to be on campus in the morning. "Come on, I promise it will be fun." I remember that he kept on trying to get me to go, but he gave up after I made it clear I wasn't interested in going to his place. He rolled his eyes angrily and gave me a paper with a number on it. "Fine. If you change your mind, give me a call." He leaned close to me and whispered against my ear. Then he walked out, and the rest of the night was a complete blank. The next day, I woke up inside my college bedroom, on my bed, next to my roommate snoring on her bed as well. As I got up to shower, a paper fell out of my pocket. It was the number, which made me remember that guy. But I had more important things now. I showered then and went to study. I remember reading my book when all of a sudden I felt dizzy. Then I woke up in the bed with police officers and nurses talking next to me. Turns out I had this dangerous allergic reaction that could only be caused from saliva or any bodily fluids that had come from decaying or rotting flesh. Which, to my surprise,
Fuck?
was weird. I hadn't been kissing anyone, let alone ate anything raw. Then I remembered the guy. I told the police about the guy at the party and gave them the number he gave me. A few weeks passed and my allergies went down so I could live my life normally. I just finished my test when my phone rang. I answered it, and it was the police. Turns out the guy from the party had 2 dead, decaying women's bodies inside his apartment that he ate. They must have been there for
Fuck!
months. My heart dropped. The thought that I made out with someone who ate human flesh, or even worse, was what if I had agreed to come to his place? I may have been one of those bodies.
Damn. What the fuck, bro? We'll check that out another time. Hanako-san. I'll keep that in mind. God damn. Man who escaped from prison. Ah, fuck. Actually, let me move that out of the way.
One day, when I was about 6 or 7 years old, my mom had gone to my older sister's recital in Georgia, and my dad was at work. He was a pilot for some airline. So she left me and my older brother, who was only 12 at the time, at the sitter's house, which was a few blocks away from my house.
Okay.
My sitter, who I'm gonna call Bev, was 19, and she was pretty much the best kind of sitter to a 6 to 7-year-old boy could ask for.
Cool.
She'd let us play games and stay up watching TV, as long as we didn't bother her while she was on the phone with her boyfriend.
Okay.
We were watching TV, and we could hear something scratching the paneling on the side of the house.
What the fuck?
Naturally, we
That doesn't
thought
sound
it
like
was
an
a stray
animal.
animal.
No,
So
that
we
doesn't sound like an
continued
animal.
watching TV.
Because even before they said it, they thought it was an animal. I could tell from the scratching sound it didn't sound like an animal.
About 30 minutes to an hour later, Bev ran into the living room and locked the front door and shut the
Why the
blinds.
fuck wasn't it locked
We
before?
were curious as to what she was doing. Me and my brother, being kids, got scared and started crying. Then Bev said everything would be okay. It was just a peeping Tom.
Everything's gonna be okay. It was just a peeping Tom. What the fuck? Fuck do you mean it was
So she
just
took
a
us
peeping
upstairs,
Tom?
and we went to her parents' room with the Nintendo and some snacks.
Okay.
She said stay put and not to touch anything we didn't bring into the room. Not a minute later, after she walked out of the room, we heard a loud crash and glass shattering in the room below us. The sicko had thrown a brick from the walkway through the guest bedroom window and managed to get in.
That's fucking menacing right there.
Bev running into the room and pulling us into the closet and telling us we were going to play a game of hide and seek and to be very quiet.
Be very
She
quiet.
got out of the closet and locked it from the outside latch and disappeared.
Okay.
Several minutes passed and we could hear a grown man screaming, come out wherever you are. I only want to play.
Man, what the fuck? I would not take a motherfucker that serious if he sounded like that. Come out, I only want to play. I don't wanna.
Then I heard what sounded like water running in the bathroom across from the closet. Then it shut off. And I heard Bev yelling something at the man. It was something like, the police are on their way. You better get out of my fucking house now. Then we could hear loud, heavy footsteps sprinting out of the room, and then sirens wailing in the distance. Bev shrieked, and we heard a loud thud on the ground below us. Bev had managed to find an old wooden bat. As the man turned a corner to go out the front door, Bev swung the bat as hard as she could, knocking him to the floor. Dazed, he got up and tried chasing her outside, but the cops had already arrived and tackled the man on sight. My mom came home immediately and took me, my brother, and Bev back to my house. A few years later, she explained that the man was a known sex offender and had escaped from prison.
Fuck.
In court, he was said to be carrying a rather large knife in his pocket and had a Saturday night special tucked away in the waist of his pants.
Saturday night special. Why the fuck is it referred to as a Saturday night special? If anyone who works with firearms knows why certain ones are referred to as a Saturday night special, please comment down below why. A guy was eating glass. What the fuck? Okay.
Back then, my brother and I used to play with a lot of guns, especially water guns.
Damn.
One night, we got our flashlights and pretended we were the police. It was around 10 p.m. We were in the backyard with my brother's friend playing when we saw a tall black guy.
What the fuck?
We were just staring at him. I don't know who he was or why he was there. Then he suddenly said, "Hey, can I play with you?"
No.
"Bitch, please." Then
Hey, can I play with you? No, bitch, please. What the hell?
the tall guy seemed to go into a strange position and smiled at us creepily. I was so scared, so I aimed my gun at the guy when my flashlight lit up the face of the man. I will never forget what I saw. There was a big X on the middle of his forehead, and the guy was eating a piece of glass, literally eating it and bleeding. We didn't know what to do while we ran back into the house. My brother's friend jumped outside the fence and he didn't come back. Well, we were standing near the window, and my brother told me to call Mom and Dad.
How about you call the police instead? Call your parents later.
Coming from the big window on the front door.
Oh, fuck.
My brother quickly grabbed my shirt and dragged me upstairs. At that moment, I couldn't talk to my mom because then I would make a sound. We stayed silent for about 20 seconds. Then we heard a footstep near my side. I was about to tilt my head to take a look when I suddenly heard a gun get reloaded.
What the hell?
Damn! I ran so fast downstairs. We had to live.
Oh, yeah.
We were almost to the door when we heard a gunshot. We quickly ran to the nearest neighborhood and told someone what happened.
What's that dude look like? Aaron Hansen.
And also dialed 911.
It's funny, they say 911, but the fucking captions say 119. It's like, what the fuck?
Police came to our house. They found fresh blood trails from the living room to the bathroom. There, they found the guy bleeding to death. As if to watch him commit suicide or possibly kill us. Well, I don't know, but that was some serious madhouse shit. And I would never, ever forget what happened.
I'm sorry, it's his comments that I'm laughing at, but damn. First, they say there's a trail of blood. I'm guessing it's from the dude's mouth from when he ate a piece of glass. But shit, you could see he was sitting and there's blood on the wall, but he was bleeding to death. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, how are you bleeding to death after you just did that, dog? Like, what the fuck? Damn. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Hope you all enjoyed, and if so, leave a like on the video down below. If you're new around here, be sure to subscribe, turn on the notification icon so you don't miss a single video that I upload. I am currently on the road to 500 subscribers, so I would appreciate it if you guys would share the link to my channel, share any videos on my channel that you think other people would be interested in taking a look at. Help me reach 500 subscribers. Remember, the Force will be with you always, and your destiny lies with me. Obi-Wan knew this to be true.